Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I did this like really glammed makeup look for Eid. You can also do this makeup look for any other occasion. Also for today's makeup tutorial, I have collaborated with Deepti. I will link down her channel down below on the description box for you guys. So actually my window is open so you can hear a lot of cars like passing by. Anyways, so like I said, I'm going to be using my Poreless Primer by Benefit. I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to slightly apply that around my nose area and on the cheeks area right here. So now I'm going to start working on my eyeshadows, and first I'm going to use my eyeshadow shield. So this is the eyeshadow shield that I'm going to be using. There's a little like sticker, you just take it off and you just stick it in right here. Now I'm going to be using my Benefit Precisely Brow Pencil, and I'm just going to fill in my brow area. The eyebrows are done. It's time to play with the eyeshadow, but first thing first, I am going to apply a little bit of concealer before I move on to my eyeshadow. That way my eyeshadows are going to sit perfectly. So for my concealer, I'm going to be using L'Oreal True Match Concealer. This is in the shade 4-5 light to medium. And the brush that I'm going to be using is 40 TG brush by Inglot Cosmetics. I find that previously when I used to do like videos where I wasn't talking as much, it's very hard to get like message across when you're not talking and you just do like voiceover. I also feel that maybe you guys weren't connecting to me as much. And I used to do like random talk through videos, but I wasn't like super comfortable talking and making videos. Also, I feel that when I do like talk through videos, my videos get really long. And it becomes like really difficult for me to like make the video within like 12 minutes or 10 minutes. It like goes past that, but it's okay, you know, like if you like my company, I mean, I would totally love to talk to you because you guys are part of my family, you know. I feel that some of you guys, I sort of know you guys really well because you keep commenting on my like videos and stuff, so I kind of know you now. So a lot of you guys keep asking me about my background and stuff, so if you don't know, I'm actually Bangladeshi. I was born there, but my parents moved to Singapore when I was grade 5, and then I moved here when I was in grade 9. The first color I'm going to be using is called Passionate, so this is the color that I will be using. And the brush that I'm using is actually Inglot 6SS. So yeah, I came here in grade 9 and I didn't get a chance to go back to Bangladesh to visit my relatives over there. So I'm just going to place it on the crease, a little above the crease area, and just going to blend it. I actually have a mix of accents, and that's because I just didn't grow up in Canada only. Like I came here when I was pretty grown up, like I was probably like 16 or 15 when I came to Canada. But before that I was in Singapore, so my accent is still sort of Singaporean. I have that Singaporean accent. In Singapore, we used to call it Singlish, Singaporean accent and English, so we used to call it Singlish. And we would be like, okay la, no la, and all that stuff. So people used to like be like, oh my god, you're brown, but why are you talking with the Chinese accent? And it was really funny because I do come from a Chinese country. Like, Singapore is a Chinese country anyway. Majority of the people are Chinese. So yeah, it was so funny. But you know what? I love both the countries nonetheless. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually darkening up this color, and I'm blending it in a swipe motion, like back and forth. So a lot of you guys keep asking me another question, that where have I learned my makeup from? I actually didn't go to any school for makeup. That's because my mom, she was a makeup artist. My mom worked in India for a long time as a student, and she did a co-op there with Lakme. And she moved back to Bangladesh and started her own salon. And it was called Jacko and Ainoha. That name is from Spain because it was a Spanish franchise that she was working with. But she got her training from India because that franchise was also in India. And I was very young then, so I don't know much about it. But my mom has like a whole bunch of certificates. Now my mom, she doesn't do makeup as much, and I sort of took it from her, learned it from her, and now I do my own thing. But she's more of a hairdresser. She does hair coloring, hair cutting, and all that stuff. So next I'm going to be using this shadow called Rolling in Dough by the Too Faced Chocolate Palette. I'm just going to blend it right here, the edges. I'm going to take this color called Indian Ink by MAC Cosmetics. So when I was young, I always used to work with my mom in her salon. I used to help her apply henna on clients and stuff, and that used to be like my part-time job with my mom. My wedding makeup is actually done by my mom, and my mom's makeup is really, really beautiful. Like, the way she does her base makeup is just amazing. Same blending brush again, and I'm just going to blend this outer edge and sort of get that harshness out of the way. I'm going to create a half cut crease look using this gold eyeshadow. This is actually Aqua Stick liquid eyeshadow by Inglot, and this is in the number 11. The reason why I like Inglot's liquid eyeshadow because it dries matte and it does not crease or crack or anything like that. I'm just going to take it and then apply a little bit over here. See how pigmented that is? And I'm going to look up. Okay, I didn't touch it yet. Okay, so I'm going to apply a little bit more. Right? And I'm going to look up. And see, when you look up, you get that line right here. Do you see that line? So you know that when you open your eyes, this is exactly where your crease is going to be. For me, it's kind of weird because I always used to feel like my crease is right here, but actually no, my crease is right this spot. And of course, I don't want the eyeshadow to transfer on the crease area, so I like to sort of extend it up till here. Taking that same eyeshadow by MAC called Indian Ink, I'm just going to darken my edges. So this is the color that I'm going to be using. It's called New Money, and I'm just going to place it right over here. The next color I'm going to be using is this one. Now I'm going to be taking this color right here, Chocolate Gold. That gold is like popping. I love that. That gold is beautiful. Okay, so now I'm done with my eyeshadows, and I'm just going to take this two off. And that gives off such a beautiful clean look to my eyeshadow. So now it's time to move on to the foundation. For that, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Superstay Foundation. This is actually my current favorite right now. The shade I'm using is 330 Toffee Caramel. It's a really beautiful foundation. It dries matte. I always get people say that, does matte foundation suit dry skin. I am dry skin myself, so the fact that it suits me, I'm pretty sure it will suit oily skin types, obviously. So the brush that I'm using is actually called Perfecting Foundation Brush, and this is by Lise Wattier. It has a really good coverage. I'm pretty impressed by this foundation. I was already in love with Maybelline Fit Me foundation, but this foundation is obviously like top notch. It is full coverage and it feels very nice on the skin. For my concealer, I'm going to use the same concealer that I've used previously on my eyelid, and that is the True Match by L'Oreal. I tend to usually bake all the higher points of my face. For my powder, I'm using Inglot translucent powder. Sometimes it looks funny when you're like baking the face, but you know, I like the results. Like, I like how it doesn't crease throughout the day. I always like to go around my laugh lines as well. And I also like to create that line from here. So dusty over here. It's like all this powder is like flying all over the place. Okay, so now baking of my face is literally done. I like to keep it for about a few seconds, like 10-15 seconds, and I like to dust it out. I like to actually blend it with a face powder that is of my skin tone. So this is NC42, that is my skin tone color. So I'm going to be taking a kabuki brush. This is by Real Techniques, and I'm going to take a whole bunch of powder. As I'm setting the rest of my face, I'm also going to dust away all this remaining powders from my face. So for contouring my face, I'm going to be using Contour Kit by Kiss product. And this is the Kiss New York Professional. I'm going to take these two colors and I'm just going to start contouring my face. Powder contours, and I'm going to use a bronzer. This is actually the one by MAC Cosmetics. It's called Give Me Sun. So a lot of you guys actually asked me if I know how to speak Bengali. Of course I know how to speak Bengali. I also know how to speak Hindi. That's because I have a lot of Indian friends. For my blush, I'm going to be using this blush by MAC Cosmetics. This is called Pinch Me. Before I move on to using my highlighter, I'm going to first set my makeup with Makeup Setting Spray by MAC. Honestly, just shower yourself with this. So once that's done, it's time for the highlighter. For that, I'm going to be using my Becca highlighter. This is in the shade Opal. This is really beautiful. And my lips are so chapped right now, but it's okay. I'm going to be using lipstick anyway. Okay. How I love this highlighter so much. Like, I keep going back to it every time. This is where your sun sort of hits too, so I like to put it here a little bit and then here as well. Okay. Tip of your nose, a little bit on the bridge, Cupid's bow, and on the chin. Well, that is it. And it's done. So to get rid of that powdery highlight look, I'm going to spray my face again with a little bit of Fix Plus. I'm going to work on the eyes again, and for that I'm going to be using my Lise Watier eyeliner. This is in the shade Blackest Black, and it's the Intense Waterproof Kohl Pencil. It's a little messy, but don't worry because we're going to be putting color underneath the eyes anyway. Now that the pencil eyeliner is done, I'm going to apply eyeshadow right underneath my eyes. Same eyeshadow, which is this one called Indian Ink by MAC. Now taking that Becca highlighter, I'm just going to apply it on the inner corners. I'm going to be using my Essence eyeliner. For my mascara, I'm going to be using Bad Girl Bang by Benefit Cosmetics. So I've already applied my lashes and liner, and that is it. For my lashes, I've reused the velour lashes. Time to move on to lipstick. For that, I'm going to be using Stila liquid lipstick in shade Becca. And that is it. That basically wraps up the whole look for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. So this is it, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you guys have any question, feel free to comment below and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.